James Watt at BBC Radio Stoke. We got Tori Amos with us today. Hi, Tori. How you doing?
Very well, James. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on. And you're back in the country.
Yep.
Have you been back for long?
I just got back from Germany, from Berlin. Yeah, great conversations, great people. I'm on the promo trail, as you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. So, because when you first came to prominence for us back in the 90s.
Yeah, well, nobody would have me, and the Brits gave me a chance, and then the world said, "Okay,
wow,
well, she can come now. She can come back to America." Now that the Brits say she's all right.
Oh, so you got it here first, and then America afterwards. That's a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
So, which part of America are you from?
North Carolina.
Okay, and were you playing music when you were a little toddler type thing?
2.5, my mom says. She
Yeah?
says I was playing, and I was at the conservatory in Baltimore, Maryland, the Peabody, at 5.
Wow. And what sort of music were you into?
Well, I loved everything. I mean, my mom, before she married a minister, you all would say a vicar.
Yeah.
Before she became the vicar's wife, she worked in a record shop. And so she had this amazing collection of records, LPs. And when my dad went to church, she would put the records on and say, "Come here, listen to this and play this." And so I played by ear. So she would play me all this music. And then my brother would come in from school. His name was Michael, and he would play me the 60s big records of the day, the Beatles, the Stones, all that stuff.
Yeah, and what was there sort of conflict then, early days, with your dad being a minister, that you weren't meant to listen to these rock and roll? Yeah,
he had no idea what he was. He would come home after church, and my mom and my brother were in cahoots, and I would just play everything I'd learned that day, and he had no idea what I was playing, because I would all do my little variations at the piano with the little classical twist, and I kind of felt quite cheeky that he didn't know that I wasn't playing something I wasn't supposed to play.
Yeah. So you were playing rock and roll classics, you'd never heard of them.
That's right, because that was devil music, see.
It's like Footloose, the movie, almost.
Well, kind of. I mean, it is, because he was on his way. He was very much influenced by his mom, who was a Scottish minister, missionary, teacher type of lady. So very, very puritanical. That woman. She would look at you and say, "I know what you're thinking." She'd get her Bible out. You're thinking, "I haven't even thought it yet. I haven't even thought it yet."
I love it. Actually, why don't we play your... is this your new song we've got, Trouble Lament?
Trouble's Lament.
Yeah. So let's play that right now. We've got Tori Amos here with Trouble's Lament. Is that your new song?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah, that's great. Because we're talking about the old days a minute ago. How did the whole thing kick off for you? You said it happened here in the UK. So how did it happen for you?
Well, I think the Americans, they were great. Back in the day, Doug Morris, who was head of Atlantic, he said, "Look, this girl in the piano thing, I think the Brits might get it first."
Yeah.
And so he called up Max Hole, who was running that side of it in the UK, and I was asked to come and play for Max and the people at the record company. So they flew me over. And I got 20 minutes to just play live. And I realized if I didn't knock their socks off, I was going back to piano bar for the rest of my life. And I've been playing in bars since I was 13, and I just thought, oh my God, I can't be doing this till I'm 90.
Yeah.
So anyway, I played, and hooray, they said, "Okay, we get it." And so the record broke here in England. Silent All These Years was the single, and Little Earthquakes was the album. And then I went back to the United States and toured around the Midwest for 70 years.
It's great, because the big ones, you got Cornflake Girl, of course, that was number 4, and your number 1, because your number 1 song was a bit different from your regular stuff, wasn't it? Professional Widow.
Yes.
Because that was a sort of dance-tastic thing.
Yes, it was with Armin van Helden, and he did an amazing job.
So you had the original Professional Widow yourself, and then he remixed it and made it sound quite different, didn't he?
Very different, yeah. But he you know.
How did he ask you if he could do that, or did it and then say, "Oh, I've done this. Do you like it?"
No. What happened was there's a guy called Johnny D, of course, who was in New York, and he was a dance guy, and he was connecting artists with remixers, and he sent out quite a few songs from my album. That was, Boys for Pele. It's an album that isn't the most commercial type of album.
Yeah.
And so they sent it out to many different DJs, and a lot of remixes came back. And I remember getting sent this one, and I was on a tour bus in the States, and we put it on after a show one night, and I just remember bus surfing down the aisle in the middle of the night to Professional Widow, thinking, I don't know what this record's going to do. I don't know if anybody's ever going to play it, but I'm digging bus surfing to it.
Yeah, and that sort of changed, because that must have changed your fan base, because it is very different from what you're known for.
Do you know what it did? It opened people up to the music I do that might not have been open to it, because they would think, piano, gal in a piano, it's got to be boring. And then so people would then come to the live shows, and I must say that really expanded the audience for me.
Now, what you've been doing, because as you know, Tori, when you stop having top 10 hits, everyone thinks you cease to exist.
That's funny. Yes, fair enough. Fair enough. This is the 14th album, however. This is my 14th. 1-4. So
you've not we know you've not ceased to exist, but people say, well, we remember her from the 90s. Well, It's now 2014. What you been doing with yourself?
Fair enough. That's fair comment. I've been making lots of records not everybody plays, but that's okay. I've been making them, and people come see me on tour, and I've been touring every other year. Do you love
touring? How do you tour? Do you tour? Is it just you? Because do you take your piano with you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is it's very important that you have your piano on tour? Is it?
Kind of, yeah. I would say yes, because especially for my show, it's very piano driven.
Yeah.
And she's great. She's one of the best.
All right, so have you got a name for your piano?
Just she.
Just she? Don't call her Mary or something like that?
No. No Mary, no Christian name, no. But she's definitely a she. Why is she a she? Well, if I could take you to the Bösendorfer workshop, where I went in the early 90s. I went in Austria, right?
Yeah.
Bösendorfer invited me. That's the kind of piano I play. And I walked into the workshop, and these guys, what do you think was on the wall? Now, come on, think this through.
Tori.
No. Beautiful pictures of women.
Really?
From, not completely clothed, but I mean gorgeous women.
Yes.
Sophia Loren, beautiful women over the ages, the last 40 years, in not a lot of clothing. And the guys are there shaping the piano, the body, the curves of the piano, looking at these women, and they were listening to the Rolling Stones. And this is one of the most respected classical instruments. Classical pianists play it. Between this and Steinway, Bösendorfer, they're the powerhouses. And I was thinking, and they are rocking to the Rolling Stones and half-naked women.
Sounds good to me. We're back with Tori Amos in just a moment here at BBC Radio. So talk more about her piano, her love of her life. When you take your piano,
yes,
around from place to place, does she travel well, or does it take a long time to have to settle her?
Well, what do you think?
I think you need to settle her again.
Well, this is the thing. Certain ones travel better than others.
Yeah.
So the one that you hear on this record, the one that you'll be hearing, she doesn't leave the studio much.
Yeah.
Because it does shift the tone, and for whatever reason, she doesn't travel well. We took her to Amsterdam I know, not for a wild weekend, because she wanted to smoke. We took her there because I was playing with the Dutch orchestra, and there was a real adjustment for that piano. But my touring piano, the Busendorfer that travels, she's been rebuilt. And needed to be, because she's a real, she works very hard out there.
Yeah.
But she travels great.
That's good. It's good to know. I mean, and it's like having your friend there with you, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the crew packs her up every night. Sometimes I wonder, is husband giving her a little tipple? Is there a little, flask that's in her case? She gets a blanket. So, she's to cross the Atlantic Ocean in a boat.
Wow. She gets the boat, you get the plane. I think she's getting a better deal than you.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And the concerts you're doing some concerts here. Manchester Apollo, 11th of May, Birmingham on the 12th, and Nottingham on the 14th of May. Is it you and a piano, big group, or how's it taken?
This tour is 80 shows,
yeah,
and it's just me and a piano and my crew. But, I have fantasies of multi-keyboards, so there'll be many keyboards on stage.
Really?
B3 organs, synths. I have a Rick Wakeman fantasy, so I'll be playing those keyboards at the same time.
Really?
You know it.
Yeah. I have to ask the Rick Wakeman fantasy is, just because he's a great piano guy, but.
Multi keyboard tasking, but no cape for me. My daughter's laid down the law on the fashion side. She said, "Okay, Ma, not too much skin. You're 50. Cool is fine, but not too much skin." So I said, "What about leather?" She goes, "Leather's fine. No problem with leather. No interpretive dance. So no sliding down giant tongues or anything."
Really? So because your daughter is your daughter following in the music world? Are you playing secret songs to her?
Yeah, I've been playing secret songs to her since she was in utero. I was writing a record of Scarlet's Walk when she was
What, in your tummy?
Yeah, baby on board.
Yeah, baby on board. And because does that mean that if you were playing when you were pregnant, and how old's your daughter now then?
She's 13.
13, so remember that. When you were playing, does that mean you can play the songs that you were playing when you were pregnant and it calms her down?
That's a very good question. She's been out with me touring since she was 1 year old, so she's been hearing the music. It's been part of her life, and we connect that way. We play. She sings, and she's playing the piano and guitar, and so we share that together. Sometimes we'll jam, and that's really fun to play with her.
And are you big all over the world now, or is it purely Europe, England, America? Have you made it down under?
Yeah, I love it down there. I'm really fortunate to be able to tour the world.
Yeah,
it's really great.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great tour. We're going to love to see you in Manchester or Birmingham or Nottingham in early May. We come to all three. Why don't we come to all three?
Well, I changed the show up. I try to every night because people give requests.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. The idea is when you play alone, you can try and do their requests. And if I forget the words, they just shout them. Especially the Brits, they just shout them out at me.
Request, and you can do them. If I'm coming to see you at concert, again, the piano,
right.
Which side of the audience do I need to be in? Do I need to see your face?
No.
Or do I need to see...
Don't waste time with that. You want to see the hands.
Okay, so we need to get to the left. Is that the left?
Yeah, you want to see the hands.
Yeah?
Yeah, because keyboard on either side, and you've got to figure it's the mechanical bull. The piano seat is you got to ride that bull.
And
you do.
It's okay. You're not doing the Elton John thing in the 70s where you're sort of playing it with your feet and all that sort of thing, are you?
No, no, I'm doing something else.
Really?
He wasn't riding a bull, honey. No.
Really?
And this is not my first rodeo.
Wow. You've intrigued me now even more. Okay, I want to come and see it. Tori, good to talk to you this afternoon. Thanks very much for coming.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
See you soon. Cheers.